How you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Marvel Legends 6-inch Deadpool and Hitmonkey action figure 2-pack from Hasbro. Now this is another one of the Marvel Comics 80th anniversary subline figures. It's a fan channel exclusive. With this one, you get a white box as opposed to the normal black box because Deadpool and Hitmonkey, of course, are wearing white suits. You've got the Marvel Legends logo up at the top. The figures, along with all the accessories, are clearly displayed in the window box packaging. Down below, you've got the Deadpool logo and the names of the characters. You also, down below, have the Marvel Comics 80th anniversary logo. On the sides of the packaging, it's the same. You've got artwork for both Hitmonkey and Deadpool. Looks like they're on the cover of Miami Vice or something. And then on the back of the packaging, you've got images of the actual figures. And then you've got brief bios for both figures in multiple languages. All right, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figures outside the packaging along with the other contents. Now, like with most of these fan channel exclusive Marvel Comics 80th anniversary figures that Hasbro's been doing, there's really nothing new here in this set. The figures are reuse from previous figures, kind of a kit bash or just repaint, and then all the accessories that you see here have also previously been released with other Marvel Legend figures, only repainted or slightly modified. Okay, so we'll start off looking at all the different accessories that come in this set. And first thing is this little remote control car, which we first saw with the Speed Demon figure. Now they've replaced the head sculpt. Now you get the head pull head sculpt, which we've also previously seen. And you have the little propeller that moves. And they added a big pull on the front there of the car, and it's done with a metallic blue. And the wheels on this one don't actually move, so the wheels are static and they're made with plastic. But again, we originally saw this little remote control car with the Speed Demon figure. You also get the little flag that came with the one that the Speed Demon had, and you can attach it to the back of the car. We get a Deadpool Shield, which is just a repainted Captain America shield. So you've got the little clip that you can put on the wrist or the little peg so that you can put it on the figure's back, even though the Deadpool figure does not have a hole in his back. So you can't actually put this on this particular figure's back, but that's what that's for, you know, the Captain America and such. And again, we've seen this many times. We get a guitar. This originally came with the Spider-Punk figure, so they've repainted it. So you've got this yellow and pink and black and some navy blue. But again, this is the same guitar that we got with the Spider-Punk. You got the strap, which is now purple. You've got the same kind of sculpting detail and everything. So again, this is another accessory that we've previously seen. We get a pair of headphones. This originally came with the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 Star-Lord figure, the MCU Star-Lord figure. And it's been repainted, so the headband is blue, and then the little speakers are black plastic. We get 5 different guns in this set. So we get a set of machine guns. All of these we've seen before, and these machine guns are done with metallic silver. Then you get this pistol for Deadpool. It's a larger pistol, and it's done in neon pink with black stripes. Very 80s looking. And then you get these 2 smaller pistols for Hitmonkey, and these are done with just a light gray plastic. We get Deadpool Swords. We've seen these many times in the Marvel Legends line. You've got the sculpting detail on the handles. These particular swords have the red handles, and then the blades are done with the gray plastic. There are no sheaths for these, so there's no place to store these on the figure. So if you want Deadpool to use these, you'll have to put them in his hands. And then finally, we get 3 different Deadpool head sculpts, all of which we've seen before. So I believe this one, which is the one that's attached to the figure when you take it out of the packaging, was originally included with the X-Men version. If I'm not mistaken, I might be, but I think that was from the X-Men version. Then you get this one with the mask pulled up. That's the one that we saw with the boxer version. And then you have this unmasked version, which, if I remember correctly, came with the original Marvel Legend Deadpool that Hasbro did. Okay, so now for the figures themselves. So first of all, while Hitmonkey and Deadpool have been in the comics together with one another, I believe this look with the white suits, that kind of Miami Vice look look that I think Hasbro was going for with this set is something they completely made up. I don't think this is something directly from the comics, this particular look. I remember when I was talking to Dwight about it during San Diego Comic-Con when they announced the set, that I believe he had said that this was something they just kind of came up with as a fun idea. So again, I'm not 100%, but I don't think this is an actual look that appeared in the comics. But both figures are just reuses of previous figures that we've gotten before. So the Hit Monkey figure is just a straight up repaint. It's a repaint of that Build-A-Figure. Yes, this figure was originally released as a Build-A-Figure back when Hasbro went through this really small phase for their Build-A-Figures. They did Puck and Hit Monkey. So, and Rocket Raccoon was the other one they did in this kind of size. And so that's all this figure is. It's just a repaint. They've painted the suit from black to white, the tie from blue to red, but same head sculpt, a little bit different paint applications on the head sculpt. You can see on this one, the face is a little more pink than on this one, still wearing the sunglasses. The hair is a little bit different shade of gray, but again, there's nothing new here. This is just a repaint of that old Build-A-Figure. Now with the Deadpool figure, we've seen this suited body before, including with the purple man here, so it's exact same body. The hands are different. I believe these are the hands from the original Marvel Legend Deadpool that Hasbro did. You've got the little pinky sticking out there on the right hand, and the left hand's just a grip hand. And of course the head sculpt is different, but everything else between these two figures is the same. They've just repainted it. You've got the white coat, you've got the red tie as opposed to black, you've got the white shirt underneath as opposed to red, you've got the white pants, the very clean looking white pants, and then the shiny white shoes as opposed to shiny black shoes. And just to give you a close-up, here's a look at the Deadpool figure. Now the red on the mask and the gloves and stuff seem to be maybe a little bit brighter red than what we saw in the original versions, you know, the original head sculpt and everything. And then, you know, again, he's got the very white suit, no dirt or anything, the red tie, the shiny red shirt or white shirt underneath there, and then, you know, with the pants and then the shiny shoes. I do have a little bit of black that it looks like has splashed onto the white of the shoes there from the sole, but otherwise paint applications, while basic, are pretty solid on the figure. And then here's a close-up of Hit Monkey. Again, he has a very pink face with this version, and he's got his mouth open. You can see his teeth, just like with the original figure. He's wearing the sunglasses. And then you've got the red tie. Now I have some white, looks like, you know, has bled over onto the tie. So that's really the only kind of paint discrepancy. Again, very basic, very clean white suit he's wearing. He's got the metallic silver on the buckle. I should note Deadpool had a metallic buckle as well. He's got the black hands and the black feet, which is the same as the original figure. The white pants, again, very clean looking. So, you know, I don't really like the pink on the face. You know, I like the original head sculpt better. I like the paint applications better on that. So if you end up getting this figure, you might want to switch out the head sculpts. They're interchangeable, so you could use the one from the previous figure if you wanted to. Now these figures stand, the Deadpool figure stands just under 6.5 inches tall. And then the Hit Monkey figure, which is very hard to get standing straight up without falling over. I actually have him leaning against the Deadpool figure here, but he stands right about 3.5 inches tall. Now I'll go over the articulation real quick, even though there's nothing really new here. Also, one other thing I wanted to note, I have a little bit of white that's bleeding onto the neck here from the shirt as well. As you know, I mentioned the shoes down here, but also looks like I have a little white bleeding onto the red of the neck. But he can turn his head to the left and to the right, and he can look down good, and he can look up really good there. You don't really get much in the way of head pivot with this one. With the arms, he can get his arms out pretty good. You've got good rotation. You've got a bicep swivel. You get a double hinged elbow, so he can bend his elbow pretty good there. You get rotation with the hands. You get the hinges, so you've got the up and down movement there with the hands. He does have a midsection ab crunch joint, so he can crunch forward about that much. And then he can look back. The coat is a separate piece, but the sleeves are sculpted, so you could technically take the coat off. And I guess since, you know, it's all white, it might look okay, but probably wouldn't really recommend it. You do have some sculpting detail underneath there. I guess it's supposed to be a gun holster. And yeah, you can see on both sides, it's just white. They didn't give it any paint detail, unfortunately, but he does have a gun holster actually sculpted in there. And then you've got rotation with the waist. With the feet, he can do the splits that much. You can get the leg forward about that much, and then you can do the leg out and back. You got the thigh swivel. You got a double jointed knee, so pretty good bending there at the knee. And then with the feet, you have hinges, so up and down movement, and you do have ankle pivot and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Now, articulation on Hip Monkey, keeping in mind that this was originally a Build-A-Figure, so when you move it around, you might have parts like the arms and legs pop off, but you can turn the head to the left and to the right, and he can look down about that much, and he can really only look straight ahead. He really can't look back because of the jacket. Now, like with Deadpool, the jacket is a separate piece, which you could take off. The sleeves are sculpted, but the jacket itself is a separate piece. He does not have a gun holster sculpted underneath like the Deadpool figure did. Now, with the arms, you can get the arms out pretty good there, and you can rotate there at the shoulder, and he has a single hinged elbow, so you can bend his elbow that much, and then you get rotation at the elbow. You get rotation with the hands. You have the hinges, so up and down movement. Now, I will note that actually the limbs seem to stay in place a lot better on this figure than on the original Build-A-Figure. They pop out very easily on the original Build-A-Figure, and I actually haven't had these pop out yet on me while I've been moving it around. You get a waist swivel, but no midsection, no ab crunch or anything. And then with the legs, he can do the splits pretty good there, and he can get his leg forward, and he can do his leg back. He does have a thigh swivel. He has a single hinged knee, so he can bend his knee pretty good. And you can't get the legs totally straight. That's about as straight as you can get the legs. And then with the feet, you have ball hinge joints, so you've got up and down movement, and you get rotation, and you can kind of pivot it on those ball joints. And with this one, there are no peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I would say, just like I have with all of these fan channel exclusive figures that are part of this 80th anniversary subline, there's absolutely nothing new here. So, if you're a big Deadpool fan or even a Hip Monkey fan and you kind of like, the Miami Vice look for these characters, then, definitely I think this is worth checking out. It is kind of a fun set. But like I said, all the accessories we've seen before, the figures we've seen before, so there's just nothing new here. So, it's really up to you, how much, I guess, of a Deadpool fan that you really are. Now, this set is available now at places like GameStop. That's where I picked up mine. This will be available online pretty much anywhere that carries Marvel Legends, but like with most of these fan channel exclusives, GameStop seems to be getting them in first. We'll have a full image gallery up at marvelousnews.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you're so inclined, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And of course, you can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.